standard. Does a great job managing those guys, and they all come to work every day and doing the things that we ask them to do, and practicing the right way, and know their stuff. And when they make mistakes, they make them full speed. But they've all three been very impressive. And again, it's going to be a situation where we'll need them all. I don't see us just relying on one guy. We'll need all three of them to play at a high level for us.
How are those guys behind Taj, Cole, and Chad look?
It's very, very solid. I thought Cole and Chad had a good day today. Taj, was probably not quite to his standard day because he had a couple of interceptions. But Taj has had a good spring. He's been really solid. I think we're very comfortable with him. We kind of, as we should at this point, fifth-year senior, we really hold him to a high standard. I'm excited about Cole and Chad and how they're competing. And, hopefully over the last part of spring here, we're going to create some situations where we give them more competitive reps and maybe take less than Taj a little bit, after a couple more practices here and really focus on those guys a little bit.
What else can Taj do at this point mechanically? Is there just something that he can get?
He still can improve fundamentally from a consistency standpoint. He'll still, he had an interception today that was just all feet. Just 100% footwork. He's a right read, right guy, poor footwork. And, all of a sudden the ball sails on this interception. So just really being fanatical about taking care of the ball is one of the things we've challenged him. Championship caliber. We looked at last year's and both national championship teams. I think they had 15 turnovers.
This is your. I'm sorry.
I was just saying we had 21. He's got to do a better job of taking care of the ball. He still led our team in fumbles, although he cut his turnovers down from last year. He still led our team in fumbles. Although he cut his sacks down from last year, he still had 8 sacks by himself. So there's a lot of room for him to continue to improve. And but he's. Like I said, we hold him to a really, really high standard, and I think we got a very healthy situation. We got a really experienced senior, we got a really good junior, and we got a really talented freshman. So it's a good, healthy situation. And Nick Schuessler's another guy that is going to get a good bit of work these next couple of weeks, and I'm impressed with him.
This is your 5th spring as head coach. What's different about this spring? What maybe separates this spring from all the others?
Well, they're all different. You start over every year at spring ball. It's just everything's new. As far as just the chemistry and the leadership and all that stuff. But I think the biggest thing this spring is we've got a lot of experience back. We all know we signed 12 that first year, and then we signed 18 or so the next year came in here, and so we've had small classes here, right here back to back. We had 11 scholarship seniors last year. We got 10 scholarship seniors this year, and 2 of them came as walk-ons, Catanzaro and Fagenbaum. And I think both of them have more than earned their scholarship. So small senior groups didn't lose a lot of guys from last year from a numbers standpoint. We lost some good players, but not a lot of numbers. And so we've got a lot of guys this spring that have, they've all been recruited here with the same message. This is that first class. There's 8 of them that were in the Dandy Dozen that are seniors this year. 3 of them were last year that played as true freshmen, Malachi, Meeks, and Rico. So just they it's been fun to watch them, but they've won 21 games in 2 years. So there's a culture that I like. There's a foundation that I like, and we're really a sophomore junior team, and that's that's a good thing. Because they push each other. There's a lot of competition out here, and the guys, they have a sense of urgency to them that you have to have if you're going to have a chance to have consistency in the program, and that's what we're trying to do. We're not to the point yet where everybody's just going to say, yeah, Clemson, that's a top 3 or 4 team, and we hope to get there. But the only way you're going to get there is to be consistent. And that was the big message last year was, okay, can we be consistent? Can we take another step? Well, we did that. We're consistently competing at a high level. And that's what we're trying to do here. Because if you can be a consistent top 10, top 15 team, then you have a chance to be elite. And, these guys, I think, get that. I think they understand, again, that There's a lot of work to be done. You don't have everything counts because there's not a lot of room for error. So everything counts. And that's been the big message. You know, I mean, it's being on time to class. It's your academic commitment. It's your you know, what you're doing in your apartment when no one's looking. I mean, it's how you eat. It's everything. Everything counts. You know, when you're trying to be the best. And I think we've got a lot of guys that get that because they've been in the program now for some time, and they came here with a certain plan. So it's been exciting to see. And I think that's probably the biggest thing is just the experience factor.
When you lose a guy like Dalton, who would you challenge on the offensive line to kind of step and be that leader?
Shatley's a guy. In fact, you know, interesting you say that because we had a team meeting last night. He was a guy challenged in front of the team last night. And Shatley, listen, there's not a better guy that leads from an example standpoint. I mean, he's going to do everything to the nth degree, way above and beyond what's required. That's just who he is. So he's a great leader. But and Brandon Thomas has done a good job. But we really need. You also have to have some guys that'll challenge guys from time to time. You know, the best leadership is from within, and at least on all the best teams I've been on, you know, it's guys that don't sit around and wait on a coach to step in and challenge some guys or fix some things. And you know, he's a guy that the guys respect greatly, and we need him to kind of, you know, this time last year he was just trying to learn how to play. He never played offensive line until he played against Auburn, so he's trying to learn a new craft. He's at a different situation now, and Dalton isn't here. So we need that. You know, we need that from Brandon. You know, we need Ryan Norton to be a young leader for us. We need Eric McClain to be a young leader for us, and those guys have the ability to do that. So you know, we need Kalen and David and Reed to accept a little bit more of the leadership roles around here. You know, they're not pups anymore.
Did everybody make it back from spring break okay and out of trouble?
Yeah. Everybody made it back. And
Gary Peters?
Gary's back. Gary, he's out here bouncing around today and tomorrow. Wednesday was going to be his first full day back, but we needed to get 2 days of shorts in, so we let him do some fundamental work stuff today. But he'll be back full go Wednesday, and we'll crank it up. He's done a good job, so it's good to have him back.
I know you guys have done it this way in the past, but why start practice and go on break? Why not just set it up to where it's nonstop?
Oh, it's just all about the calendar. You know, I mean, it's fallen different times, different years throughout the years. But you know, the big thing is you know, we got a lot done. You know, those first 5 days from an installation standpoint, and then you know it's good because I think the guys get a chance to kind of reabsorb some things, and you get a couple of injuries, you get some guys banged up. You know, Travis Blanks would have been out for a while, would have missed several practices. Jadar would have missed several practices. Martin would have missed several practices. And so now we get those guys back. And so I think that's a little bit of it. But it's really more just the calendar, you know, it's bottom line and how it falls.
Have you seen any difference in Taj going into his senior year, just as far as his sort of demeanor, leadership?
You know, he's just a veteran. I mean, he handles himself, you know, like a veteran should. I mean, he was, I thought, you know, very driven and focused last year, coming off his first full year. But I think he's just, you know, now that he's gone and had another year of success, you know, he was improved in a lot of areas. I just think it's just made him even that much more hungry. He knows that this is it. You know, this time last year he knew that he had another year potentially, but he doesn't now. There is no other year for him at Clemson. You know, he has to leave. It's against the rules for him to stay. So he has to leave. Unfortunately, I'd like for him to hang around for a few more years, but so I think he's got a real sense of urgency to him, and I think he's very comfortable with who he is, his capabilities, you know, what we're asking him to do. And then, you know, we've got several new things that we're challenging him with from a schematic standpoint that he's excited about. You know, we're always trying to tweak and get better and take what we do and see other people and see things that we can incorporate. So I think we've got some really good things that he can grasp because of what we've already done with him. You know, just great leader, man. Smiles a lot. And, you know, he's, I think, got a better presence to him as far as, like, he threw a pick today, and he just went on to the next play. And this is a guy again. He's won a bunch of ball games. In fact, I texted him when he came back, and just said, that I said Rodney Williams is the all-time winningest quarterback here. He won 32 games. You've won 21, so I'll let you do the math. And welcome back. Let's go to work. And so he wants to have a great year. He wants to be successful. He wants to lead. He's a little bit of a perfectionist, which is okay at that position. And but I think he's learned to handle that better. Used to, he's always been a perfectionist, but used to he didn't really handle criticism very well. He really didn't handle bad plays very well. I think those are areas that he's grown tremendously.
What was his response?
When? Smile. He said, "Let's get it," and it'd be fun. It'd be a good challenge for him.
How do you, with a guy, when he's seen so many things and he's seen it in live bullets, how do you challenge him to be better? How do you throw things at him in the spring?
Oh my gosh, jeez! You just see Brent Venables. They ran 2 blitzes today. Holy smokes! I'm sitting there going, that's tough. I mean, we got to go back to the drawing board on that. I mean, this is football. I mean, there's always when you're through improving, you're through. I mean, and you never arrive. Not if you're a great player. And to me, that's one of the things that I always have admired about the great players, the best of the best. They're constantly striving to get better. They're never satisfied. The Michael Jordans, the Tiger Woods, those people, the LeBron James. They're just so driven to maintain that standard. And I think that's the way Taj is. He's not satisfied. I haven't seen one bit of satisfaction in him. He's mad we lost 2 games last year. So am I. He don't want to throw interceptions. He don't want to take sacks. And so he's just working to get better. But he's grown a lot. There's no question since he got here. But there's still a lot more out there for him, and not only here, but when he leaves here, he's got a great future.
You sent him that text about Rodney Williams when he came back.
Yeah.
When he announced he was coming back.
Yeah.
You taking the offensive staff anywhere this offseason?
Oh man, we have. I tell you,
Or have you already gone?
Well, the coaches actually. I was going on the Nike thing, but the coaches went out to Arizona State and had a good trip out there. Had a really good visit out there, and then we brought Ohio State. They came in here, so we had good meetings with them here. We've had a lot of different high school coaches and college coaches that have come through here that have been helpful in a lot of areas. We learned from everybody, and then we actually had the Falcons come up, and we spent a whole day with the Falcons defensive staff, and that was actually very helpful. They met with our defensive guys and our offensive guys, because obviously they're trying to learn more about what we do and how we defend what we do, and so but yet we were able to take a lot from them as well. So yeah, there's a lot of people that we talked to, and I had some good meetings with some folks on the Nike trip. Get an opportunity to be with some of those head coaches and glean some information. So it's been a good off season. It's been a lot of learning on our part, and just really studying ourselves. A lot of information on ourselves that we can challenge our guys with. Our GAs, our player development guys did a really good job kind of preparing all of that while we were on the road recruiting in January. He was ready to go when we got back.
Urban loves coming down here.
Urban did not come. It was his offensive guys came. Tom Herman and other receiver coaches that came down. So that was a full day. It was a great day. But we've had a lot of people come through. And again, we take opportunities. We don't have all the answers here. We're far from that. I mean, football coaches they borrow and steal from beg from everybody they can get something from. And so when we get guys that come in here, we don't just give them information. We learn as much from them as they do from us.
Is it normal for pro teams like the Falcons to come in? And
well, no, I think that's just
because it changes
a result. I think that I would be surprised if there's not an NFL team in the league that hasn't gone and spent some time with some college guys a little bit in the off season as far as the zone read and, as far as what you're trying to coach offensively, but also things that give it problems from a defensive standpoint. Studying the pistol, I think I would be real surprised if just about all NFL teams didn't spend more time preparing for that, just based on what you've seen in the league over the last year or so, with RG3, Kaepernick, and Russell Wilson, and some of the success that they've had with the read option.